Hi guys, just going to be a short video this week. Got a lot of stuff going on in my off-cam life, both in work and personal stuff. So I'm going to take this opportunity to quickly show you how to put on decals. I'm going to use the Blood Angel I've been working on over the past week or so, a few weeks now, to show you how to quickly just stick on a decal. For this you'll need a sharp knife or a pair of scissors, a pair of tweezers. You can usually pick them up either the standard sort of squeezy pinchy pairs at beauty shops or chemists. These ones I got from a tool stand at one of our local markets. I like them because you squeeze them to open and they hold stuff closed by themselves, meaning they're great for just holding things. I've also got a straight pair. Yeah, you're going to need some brushes, some gloss varnish, some anti-shine varnish or matte varnish, and some water. First thing you do, you get one of your brushes. First thing you do is clear space so you can work. And then you get one of your brushes, get your gloss varnish, just going to give that a nice quick shake. Not going to need much. I'm just going to do the shoulder because it takes a nice simple decal. And you just paint the area that your transfer is going to go on. There's a reason for that. It makes it slightly easier for the transfer to sort of grip on the model. Now, it's always a bit tricky doing them on surfaces that are curved in more than two directions, but I'm going to give it a shot. And you want to very carefully take your decal off. Boom, 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 boom. Oh. Gotta just pop that out. Right, let's have a look. I need to trim that down. I'm just going to actually trim that down ever so slightly. Bear with me a second. Very carefully so as not to rock. See? No. Apologies for my dog in the background. She's a lovely dog, but okay. No. Right. Okay. I'm just going to wait. Yeah, it's not quite shiny enough. I just want it reasonably shiny, so I'm just going to take a bit more of the gloss varnish, make sure I shake it up properly. Oh, didn't quite want that much, but still, there you go. And I'm just going to put that on. It's a bit squidgy, so I'm just going to mix that up. That doesn't look disturbing at all. Swear to Christ, it's varnish, guys. Right. I'm going to leave that for a few seconds to dry. I'm going to pause the video while it dries so you're not having to watch paint dry. Welcome back, guys. Sorry to pause there. As you can see, it's dried and it's smooth and shiny. Now I'm just going to take the decal here. Oh, and I'm just going to put it in my tweezers there. Hello, the wife. And we'll put the decal in the water. Now, you can usually tell roughly when it's ready to come off. Where's one? There you go. Because you can see there the back is a light blue, and there the back is a darker blue, which usually means the decal should be ready to move off. Right. I'll try and get this to a point where we can move it. It's a bit awkward because kind of want to do this at an angle where I can see it, but I kind of want to show you on the camera. So okay, maybe a little bit more water. Just give that a few more seconds to soak. Just giving that a few more seconds to soak. Sorry. Okay. Yep. And you can see that it's ready to maneuver off. I'm just going to use the brush to just gently, ever so gently, sweep that off. Then I'm just going to, again, use the brush to just sweep it into position and smooth it down. Now, as I say, it is tricky, so don't worry if it doesn't look right the first time. And you'll notice, I'm going to bring it up to the camera. There's the camera. Focus. There's a little there. You can see there's a little crackling on there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and use the brush to smooth that out as much as I can. I'll try and avoid air holes again as much as I can. Now, there are products you can get for this. There are either called transfer or decal softeners. You basically dip the decal in them and they soften it, which makes it easier to smooth out and stretch. There you go. Now that's on there. I'm going to let that dry. I'm going to pause again for a second just so you're not watching it dry. And I'm back. Now what I'm going to do is I'll take some more of the gloss finish that I had earlier, and I'm going to paint that over the top of the decal. Now, I'm trying to make sure there's any wet. Just make sure to get a layer all over the areas of the decal. And trying to make sure I don't lift up any areas of it. Okay, then again, I'm going to pause it because that one, because it needs to dry. There you go. I'm back just for the final bit, and finally, you notice it's on fairly smoothly. Come on, focus in, you piece of rubbish. Why will you not focus? Oh, there you go. So it's on reasonably smoothly, but the problem is it's shiny. That's where matte varnish, or in this case anti-shine. I'm not sure what the difference between Army Painter's anti-shine and standard matte varnish is. They both seem to do the job, but frankly this is my preferred one. Just like that, and I'm just going to let that bit dry. Now, as you can see, oh, I'm just showing you and revealing a bit of shiny bit that I did not see myself. I'll take a last bit of the anti-shine and I'll just get that bit there, that bit there. Now just pause it while that last bit dries. Hey guys, I'm back. Yeah, I got rid of the shine. But as you can see, the two layers of lamely got to get it a little bit flatter than normally would be, and the shine over it. And then I found another bit every time I twinkle it. Usually it's fairly easy to get rid of the shiny bits, and I see them when it's just I'm looking at it from behind the camera. But it's also, you can also see that you haven't really got the white bit around it that you usually get. That's the reason. That's the reason for using the gloss and then the anti-shine. It helps get rid of that. Now, one thing I like to do, which not everybody has to do, but I tend to find that with the yellow ones, they're a little transparent. So I like to take a tiny bit of thin yellow and just give it a bit more depth over the top. You don't even have to paint to the edges, just send a bit just to give it a bit more permanence, a bit more permanency. Opacity, that's the word. Make it look a bit more solid. But that's a fairly quick and easy way of putting on transfers. If the transfer is any wider than that, that's about as wide as you can go if you're curving over two surfaces, which is why I didn't do the actual Blood Angel transfer today, because I don't have any of it. But you need to get hold of something called decal or transfer softener, and what that does is that allows you to kind of like stretch the transfer over the curves. Not properly stretched, but something similar. And then what you do is you will get bits where it rucks up, and you use the knife to carve them down. At which point you want a brand new blade. You don't want a blade you've been using, because it needs to be ridiculously sharp, otherwise you'll just wreck the transfer. I will be ordering some of that off the internet as soon as I've got some spare cash, at which point I shall be showing you how to use that and how to put on transfers on curved surfaces. It's a lot more awkward. It's not actually that hard. once you get used to it, but it's a lot more awkward. Okay, hope that was useful to some of you. Have a good night, and yeah. The dude. Yeah, you can still see where some of the wide bits of curves go to, so it's not entirely flat. I'm not happy with that one myself, but just press that down. If you leave it overnight, you should lose most of that, and the varnishes will help hold it in place. So that's very simple. Worth noting, if you do a similar transfer over a surface where you've just got one curve, you won't have any of those problems, and it works perfectly well. Which I may do at a later point, but I just wanted to put something on his shoulder pad for now. Have a good night, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Hey guys, wasn't quite happy with the finish I got on that one. So what I've done is I've taken this, which is a sharp knife that I happen to have, which is it's only sharp because it's a new blade, and I've very carefully gone along the edge of this and trimmed off the bits. So now you can see now you can see that actually focus, you hippie. It fits the curve a little better, and you can see the yellow that I put in the center has dried off a little more, so it actually seems like a solid color decal rather than the slight slight transparency I had before. And one thing I always say is, don't be afraid if it doesn't look right. Let's just focus you in. Come here. Don't be afraid if when you put the decal on it doesn't look right, there are gaps in it because it's broken, that once it's dried, you just fix it with a little paint. Okay, but there you go. As I say, literally what you do. I think I can still see one there. You take the knife and you just gently take off a little bit, brush around off your finger, and just really gently remove those creases. But there you go. There's a more finished product, actually looking a lot better than it did. Apologies. I'll have to figure out a way of setting up the camera better so that I can actually get my eyes about this close to the model, because I'm slightly short-sighted and sometimes the camera causes issues. But that's the finished model. Sorry about that, guys. Thank you very much. Bye. Hi guys, hope you enjoyed that video, and if you did, remember to like and subscribe to my channel. I'm also on Facebook and Twitter. I'm not sure why, but I am. So if you like it, see me there, and please tell your friends. Thanks very much. Bye.